Hello and welcome to Eva's House of Spirit. I'm Eva, and today I want to talk to you about aerosol sprays in spiritual and magical work. One note though that I want to make, and that is the reason why I've been shooting in my kitchen as of late, or even in my bed, as I did in the other video. I've just been really tired. I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been lazy. I have been so lazy. I have not had it in me to like set up my backdrop and get all like ooh so I'm like, let me just keep it real. Anyway, there's a lot of people that do already work with aerosols. I mentioned in my last video, you can go to Botanicas and you can buy, aerosols that are meant to be used to bring about or send away certain conditions. I showed you in my last video my all-purpose spray. This can be, that's the Spanish side of the label. This is the English side. You can use this for any purpose. It's more like the intention and the visualization, the feeling, the whatever you're putting into it as you're spraying it around your house, every room that you're going through. It's almost like doing a floor wash or doing like a smudge of some kind. You're really working with that and you're putting your intention, and this is almost like an extension of aromatherapy. And they have other sprays, like this is my money house blessing, my $1 million spray, It's not literally gonna, I mean, come on. It's not that okay. It's probably not going to get me $1 million tomorrow. But I find that when I use the $1 million spray, a lot of prosperity comes in, all my needs are met, or I do better. I look at it like this. You are prospering when all your needs are met, no problem, even when you're like in a point in life or at a period of time when things like don't seem like they should all be okay, but you're doing well or above well. That's what I consider prospering. And I use this spray when I need that kind of energy, when I need just things to flow. I need all of our needs to be met and maybe have a little more. But like, hey, I'm not going to be all greedy and be like, I need $1 million or I don't believe. Like, that's not how I'm not about that, because, hey, you can't take it with you when you die. You know what I'm saying? And money can't make you happy. Anyway. So, yes, a lot of people do already work with aerosols. It's like doing a floor wash. It's an extension of aromatherapy, basically. And so I was thinking to myself today that why not use regular, like, does it have to be, like, things like this that are marketed, for spiritual ends? Like, why can't we just, like, go and get some Glade? Why not? Now, you may be thinking I'm nuts, or you may be turned off to the idea of aerosols, but hey, does magic have to stay in the Middle Ages? Does it all have to be like, resin incense and like, candles and scrolls? Like, why can't it be a little contemporary? So, that said, maybe, for example, I might, want to bring in, properties of sandalwood. Like, for me, I find sandalwood to be it can have some sensual qualities to it. It can have some comforting qualities to it. It's a little more on the sensual side for me, but it's also somewhat consecrated, like I find it to be like blessing, cleansing, but then it's got this little like sensuality to it. There's a lot of things a sandalwood could be used for, but like, for example, I could go and get like the Febreze Air Effects, and if I want to bring in those qualities of sandalwood through aromatherapy, I can use that as a psychological trigger. I could just go through the house like, all right, put my intention in there as I'm walking through every room. It's, damn, that smells good. As I'm walking through, oh my God, as I'm walking through every room, I'm sorry. I'm a little loopy. I just had a beer. As I'm walking through every room, you know, and I'm, you know, it's almost like smudging with incense. You know, you have your intention and, you know, maybe you'll say some prayers or, you know, visualize like the outcome that you're looking for, you know, the energies that you're looking to bring in and such and so on and so forth. Or alternately, if you're looking to banish something out, let's say you want to use the sandalwood more for qualities such as it's like consecration or, you know, cleansing sort of qualities, I mean, rather than it's like sensual, alluring sort of quality. Well, maybe, you know, you could go through the house and spray this and picture the sandalwood like coming out of the aerosol. Like in your mind, you could think of it coming out as a white light and all of the darkness kind of being like dispersed as the spray goes into the air, you know, and that's just one option. And sandalwood is good for other things too. I'm just telling you like what I tend to associate it with. So there's that. Apple cinnamon. You know what I like apple cinnamon for? I like apple cinnamon for when you want to do divination, when you want to communicate with spirits, and you want to kind of almost like open the channel pretty fast. Because cinnamon, it kind of heats things up. It gets things going. And apples are the fruit of the dead. So I find that something like apple cinnamon will be really, really good for like calling the spirits forward and like quick. You know, like let's say you really need an answer, you know, and it's something that like you really, really, like you're trying to really call to the, you know, the spirits. I was going to say people. Well, maybe they were people at one point if they're human spirits. But anyway. So if you want to call to the spirits to come forward and it's kind of like a dire situation, maybe think of using apple cinnamon. That's what I would do. Vanilla. Vanilla is good. Again, it's another prosperity. It's another prosperity sort of scent herb. And it's also comforting. You know, I find it, some people look at vanilla as a little bit of like a love or a little sensual as well, just like the sandalwood. I would think sandalwood's a little more sensual than vanilla, but vanilla, some people really, you know, there's like a very comforting and very almost love-like quality to vanilla. So you could use like even like a Glade vanilla spray. You can go through your house if you want to just put that love or that comfort, you know. And again, aromatherapy, it really does affect you. You know, the scents that you smell. And it doesn't have to always be like essential oils. I think those essential oils are awesome. And they can be used medicinally, like on the body, in the body, depending what they are. You really need to know what you're using. And because some essential oils, they can irritate your skin if they're uncut. You know, and some things you're not supposed to take internally. Or if you're, let's say, pregnant, you know, or if you have a certain condition, something like it's like herbs. You really got to know your stuff. So like but regardless, they're awesome. I like essential oils, but aromatherapy doesn't just have to be with essential oils. You know, your brain responds, your body responds to scent. Scent, period, scent. Okay. So it could be a scented candle. It could be an aerosol. It could be a wax melt. Let's say for some reason, let's say in your situation, you live at home and your family's not down with your spirituality, so you kind of keep it a little quiet. Let's say you're in the broom closet. You can't burn incense. Get yourself some aerosol spray. This would work just as well. Or, again, maybe you could do like a little, you know, one of those little candle warmer type of things with like the wax melts, and let the scent of the wax melt be your incense. Let that be your aromatherapy, which would work like incense, and it would do just as well for you. You could even charge the wax squares before you put them in the wax melter. But this video is actually about aerosols, so I'm going to stick to the concept of aerosols. Even something like peppermint. Peppermint is good for protection. But I also find that peppermint, it has a very upbeat, alert, cheery sort of quality to it as well. Damn, my hair is looking weird. I don't know why. Flipping all over the place. Peppermint, it's got that like invigorating quality, you know what I mean? So if you need, if the energy at home is kind of blah, maybe go through your house and like spray some peppermint. Or if you want to protect, you know, spray some peppermint. And these are just some examples. You know what I mean? You don't have to go to the Botanica and get sprays like this. You know, you can get just, it can be Febreze, it can be Glade, it can be like, you know, something like this. It can be any brand really. You just have to like the scent, and I would try to go for scents that are, you know, single scents or scents that are simple, that you can look up their associations, you know, their herbal associations, and therefore tailor those aerosols in the things that you do, you know. Like if you could get a sage aerosol, you know, if, let's say you had a friend that was like, oh, my house is kind of funky right now, I could use a quick cleansing. You could go in there and, you know, say prayers and stuff and do some things. And if, let's say, you know, for whatever reason, maybe her apartment building, maybe they don't allow smokers, so therefore, or like maybe they don't allow like that heavy incense kind of stuff, like smudging would probably lose you your deposit. So use aerosol. It doesn't have to be smoke. You know what I mean? Be a little contemporary. Be a little open-minded. Use, if you could find like a sage aerosol, or, you know, let's say you find one with like bay leaf in it, go with that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't... and linen sprays, too, would kind of fall into this category as well. You could use linen sprays. Or even think about it. I mean, if we really think about it, you could even use things like, you know, that powder you put on your carpet and then you vacuum it up? They come in scents too. I bet you could probably, you know, use that kind of like a floor wash or an aerosol, or, you know what I'm saying? Use that as an extension of your aromatherapy. Some people may think that I'm a freaking lunatic. Well, of course I don't think so, because it's me. But, you know, who's gonna think that they are themselves a lunatic? Like, you know, but I'm a chaos magician. I like to think outside the box. You know, I like to believe that because everything in the world is, if you break it down far enough, it's all energy. We're all energy. Everything's energy. You know? Break down what things are made of, you know, atoms, you know, and what atoms are made of, and so on and so forth, on down the line. It's all energy. So why would anybody believe that, like, a natural item that is made of energy would be somehow more effective than a man-made or contemporary item, you know, which would be man-made? I'm being a little redundant today. I don't know what's wrong with me. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's all energy. It's all energy. Maybe the vibration's different. Maybe the source is different. But think about it. Does that mean it's any less powerful? I think what really empowers anything that you use in your magic, like, it can have its own vibration. It can have its own energy. But to really make something work to its best ability to benefit you in your spirituality, in your magic, you have to make it pop with your intention. If you don't have any kind of intention, if you're really just kind of like, just spray, just spray. Like, that's not going to do anything if you're devoid of any kind of feeling inside. You know, if you have no will about it, you have to really direct that. Well, anyway, so yeah, aerosols. Go in your pantry. I bet you probably have a million of these or something laying around your house. You probably never even thought, like, hey, I could honestly use that, like, to bring in an energy of a certain scent in an aromatherapy kind of way into my house. Maybe you never thought that, you know, maybe just, like, you just thought, hey, it makes the place smell good. Well, think about it, you know, why can't you use an aerosol? They've been doing stuff like this for a long time. I don't know exactly, I'd have to look up exactly when magical spiritual aerosols first came onto the market, but they're not new. They've been around for like a while, just like the magical soaps and the floor washes and stuff like that, like, you know. But anyway, if you have any comments about this, hit me with them. If you think I'm full of shit, let me know. If, I don't know, just let me know what you think, feel, whatever. If you like this video, like it. If you don't like it, I don't give a shit. But anyway, anyway, I don't know. I'm tired. It's late. I've had a beer, so I'm a little loopy. I hope this is something that you can take something positive and interesting away from. If you try this out and you feel that you like it, or if you have anything to add, any ideas to add, you know, again, feel free, you know, drop them in the comment box. And, you know, blessed be and ashe. Till our next exchange, as always.